And we're back here in studio. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Coming up, Andrew Kube. We're going to talk U.S. commercial and business capital. Find out about some of the great loan programs available out there for small business owners, landowners. This is a really awesome way to get rid of the rent and start owning your own real estate coming up here in just a moment. Quick shout out to Lawn Anglers as well. Lawn Anglers, they do such a great job on our real estate. They do a great job out here on our real estate properties. If you have a portfolio of rental properties or maybe your own home, your primary lawn maintenance, landscaping, mulching, tree trimming, yard clean outs, and more. Lawn Anglers, Adam Long and his team, they do a great job. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning you're a fan. And if you want, also talk to Heights Soft Wash as well. Heights Soft Wash. So get your lawn done by Lawn Anglers, and then talk to our friends at heightsoftwash.com. HEIGHT, heightsoftwash.com. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties, and they clean residential, commercial properties, pressure washing, driveways, fences, walls, of course. Heightsoftwash.com. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, we got a hot listing here at 232 Hardcastle Place in Valrico. Owner is motivated. We just did a really deep clean on this property. Super clean, nice property at 232 Hardcastle Place, Valrico. 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, plus a bonus room. 1,560 square feet. Kitchen features granite countertops. You have covered and screened lanai storage room, laundry room upstairs, community pool, close proximity to Highway 60 right there in Valrico, Florida, Hillsborough County. 232 Hardcastle Place in Valrico. 300 6th Street North, Safety Harbor. Safety Harbor is one of the most cute little quaint towns in all of Tampa Bay. This one's 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bath, 924 square foot, open floor plan, fenced in private patio. You have a beautiful view of a just kind of like a woodsy scene there. I mean, it's gorgeous. You got a little canal running through it, oak trees, palm trees. Beautiful property at 300 6th Street North, Unit 6, Safety Harbor. Another one of our beautiful real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. You can see all of our real estate listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road.
Andrew QB, welcome back to the show, my friend.
Hey, Brandon. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, my pleasure. What's new in your world? What are you seeing out there in the U.S. commercial and business capital space?
Well, Brandon, we're still very busy. So, again, on one side of our business, what we do is we work with business owners, helping them buy commercial real estate for their business, helping them grow. The government, through the SBA, has set aside $5 million for every small business that's out there. So if they have a plan for growth, I help them put their plan together, their business plan, work with them on their projections, and get them approved by a lender.
You know, it's interesting. $5 million. When we have our interviews, I hear you say that, and I'm just like, wow, that just seems so awesome. The SBA, Small Business Administration, has set aside $5 million for every small business in the United States.
Yes, sir. And that's what I do. I help businesses grow, expand their business. And there's all kinds of working capital loans for even those that don't want to buy real estate. They just want to lease a property, but it's much smarter to own the real estate, pay your own mortgage, get your own tax write-off, and then eventually sell the business one day if you don't have any children to leave it to. So, yeah, I help business owners grow their businesses, get money to grow along the way, and it's really what I have a passion for.
And I love the rent replacement program. Can you talk to me about that? Because it just makes so much sense. If you're a business owner and you've been in business for X amount of years, the banks are going to look at it. It all comes down to risk, right? Risk and reward, and that comes into play. But when you're paying a certain amount of rent to lease a space, to just rent, and then you have the history of making payments on time, 24, 36 months. They're going to look at that as like, wow, let's replace that rent with your own building, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's not many people that understand the program or that will even utilize the program. And there's about 4 banks in the United States that I work with that have the rent replacement program. A lot of banks that I've talked to, they don't know anything about it, even though they do SBA loans. And, of course, a lot of realtors that have those listings out there, would help them sell the property if they knew about the program. So the way the program works, it allows a business owner that's been in business for 2 years, has about a mid-600 credit score on up, and they're showing a profit on their tax returns every year. And what we do is we determine what that profit number is, and we add back in all their rents for that year because the rents are now going away. So we're using that as income to qualify them. And based off their net income and their current yearly rent, that will determine how much they qualify for a no down payment program. I had a dentist last year that bought a property for $1.5 million. He was able to get $400,000 at closing and actually put no money down. Well, he calls me 8 months later and said, Andrew, I'd like to do that no money down program. I kind of laughed because it's a one-time program, but he wanted to expand and go out to a second location. So for the second location, it's 10% down. But the client was still getting found a property for $1 million. We got him $400,000 to grow out to the second location. He needed money to pay new employees to cover their pay for 3 to 4 months and additional money for marketing. Of course, dentist equipment is expensive, so we got him enough equipment that he needed to grow out the second location. So he bought the property for $1 million. We did a loan for 1.4. He put $140,000 down the second time, and still, left with the difference. So, the no money down was the program he used the first time. The second time it was 10% down, but he ended up walking with more money than he initially injected. And he said, I'll call you back in 8 months. I'll be ready to do it again. So that dentist, for any business owner, has up to $5 million. And at that point, then we'd go conventional. But the beauty of the SBA, it allows you to only put down anywhere between 0 and 10%. This can be for startup businesses. This can be for somebody looking to buy a business or expand their business. And so, that's what I do. I help the business owners get money to grow out their businesses.
Andrew Kube here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Call or text 727-263-3707. If you'd like more information about this awesome program through the SBA, U.S. Commercial and Business Capital, no obligation consultation, 727-263-3707 with Andrew Kube. You can also submit the email form through the website at consumerqb.com. And I tell you what, it makes my day when I get those calls, those text messages, those emails saying, hey, I'd like to look at, speak to one of your contributors. Really, really awesome response I love from the show that we get. And Andrew, this reminds me of, for example, I'm thinking of when last time I went to my dentist, or I was talking to a chiropractor friend of mine. And if you ask these questions, and it kind of reminds me of K-Score program that we offer through Keller Williams also. So anybody out there listening, if you're thinking about, hey man, I'd love to have a little extra income, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 additional per year coming in, we got a program that can absolutely help you do that. It's called K-Score. And what it does, it allows you to get your license for free, at least the class portion, that is, you get your real estate license for free. And you say, Brandon, I'm a bartender, I'm a personal trainer, hairstylist, I'm not looking for a new career. I understand that. I get that. But think about it from this perspective. We all have friends and family. We all have what we call our sphere of influence, right? You're all going to get your haircuts. You're getting your personal training. You're getting your chiropractors done. You're getting your teeth, dentist. Think about this. If you were to get your real estate license, you're just doing it as a referral agent. You make 25% of the deal by doing it as a referral agent. But, if I mentioned to my dentist, hey, by the way, I've got this friend, his name is Andrew Kube, U.S. Commercial and Business Capital. The SBA sets aside $5 million every year or for every small business in the country. And they've got a pretty cool program called rent replacement. I'm just curious, what are you paying in rent here at this strip mall location? Oh, well, yeah, we pay $4,500 a month. Oh, interesting. So that's close to $50,000 a year, Andrew, in that example. And if they're renting, you can turn that into ownership, and then you look at the appreciation, the tax benefits. There's a lot of reasons why you want to have that conversation with your dentist, doctor, chiropractor, et cetera, right?
Absolutely. And if they're not, the way I look at it, if I'm putting it in someone else's pocket and not my own pocket, that's a in that scenario, that would be $100,000 swing. But yeah, the program allows any small business out there that if they have a plan for growth, there's money out there. And the advantages of using me instead of going to your bank is I work with over 100 lenders across the country. So I know who's lending in that particular space, who's got the lowest down payments, who's got the best terms, the best interest rates, and who can actually get the loan closed. So, that's an advantage that I bring to the table for any small business out there. I'll work with you, make sure you have the right plan set up, the right projections set up, so when we do go to the bank and to go to these national lenders, you're going to get approved.
That's a huge advantage because you're working in a sense as a broker, shopping the best interest rate, down payment, the different programs as well. They all have different types of, as far as the balloons or maybe the amortization or interest only. There's a lot of different options there. So that's why we highly recommend Andrew Kube, U.S. Commercial and Business Capital, as our go-to for all things business financing, commercial financing. And another major point, too, is you don't want to walk into your big bank on the corner. These are the companies that get millions and millions and billions, in some cases, fines per year for nefarious activities. They're the ones that took the bailout money back in the day, and then they buy up all the best real estate, and they're controlled by the lobbies, and they're controlled in their cahoots with the politicians. Don't support those guys, right? This is the alternative economy. This is the economy of small business owners. Andrew Kube on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Andrew, give us some of your final thoughts and maybe another success story. I love that dentist success story. That was really cool.
Yeah, so I would think my final thoughts would be, on the other side of my business, I work with investors. So if you're a residential investor or you're a commercial property investor, I can help you too. Again, I have relationships that I've established over the years with different lenders, and a lot of lenders aren't lending on certain things. Office obviously is one of them, and even on investment real estate. There's a lot of banks that have pulled out of investment real estate, but there's still some banks out there that are lending on this, and I can find you the best terms for any of your multifamily projects, any of your triple net lease projects that you might have, even if it's a residential fix and flip. I know where the best pricing is. We have relationships built. A success story, recently I started working with a franchise out of Texas. Great project. It's a new franchise. They have about 100 locations. It's called HPO. So it's kind of like going to be your next Starbucks. They have a couple in Florida right now, but mainly they started in Texas. And I think it's a great opportunity. I've looked at the numbers for anybody that wants to get out of corporate America and wants to possibly look into a franchise. HPO, they sell all kinds of different flavored teas as well as coffee. But I had a client recently. I met with the CFO there, and they've had some problems getting some financing done on some ground leases. I would say that 90% of the loans, the clients actually will own the real estate, build from ground up. But we had a situation where there's a land lease, and no SBA lenders wanted to do it. My client had spoken to 14 different banks over the last year, and they couldn't find financing. They called me. I said, "Let me call you right back." Made one phone call, and found them a loan that they were looking for. And obviously, that really impressed the HTO organization. So now they're referring a bunch of those deals to me. So
nice.
Again, that might be a good franchise to pick out. But when you can't find a loan, or your bank's terms, they're wanting you to put more money down, or the interest rate isn't what you want it to be to make that property work for you, then that's where I could really come in and help you out, whether you're a business owner or an investor in real estate. This is my forte. This is my specialty. This is what I've been doing all my life. So I'm here to help anybody.
How do they connect with you, buddy?
The best way to get in touch with me is my cell phone, and that number is 727-296-8650. Again, that's 727-296-8650.
And that's Andrew Kube, Kube, on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Andrew Kube, U.S. Commercial Business Capital. Always great catching up with you, Andrew.
Yeah, Brandon, thanks for your time. You have a great rest of the day.
Hey, likewise. Appreciate it. All right, taking a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk with Shane Socash, David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin. Find out what he's been up to down there. Of course, gold and silver. A lot of people moving assets over into that precious metals category. We'll find out straight from Shane Socash coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect at Brandon Rhymes1 at CQB Show. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Brandon Rhymes Realty. We will be right back.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.